SpaceX has launched a Japanese lunar lander into space, beginning its 5-month journey to the Moon. The spacecraft, from the Tokyo company iSpace, blasted off from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida atop a Falcon 9 rocket on Sunday. It will travel 1 million miles (1.6 million kilometers) from Earth, before looping back and landing on the Moon's surface in April. When it arrives, the iSpace lander will deploy a lunar rover from the United Arab Emirates (UAE), and a ball-shaped robot from the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency (JAXA). The lunar lander, from the Tokyo company iSpace, blasted off from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, USA atop a Falcon 9 rocket on Sunday. Mission 1 NASA's Lunar Flashlight. This is the very beginning of a new era, iSpace founder and CEO Takeshi Hakamada told CNBC. The mission is aiming for the Atlas crater in the northeastern section of the Moon's near side. More than 50 miles, 87 kilometers, across and just over 1 mile, 2 kilometers, deep. The lander is named Hakuto, Japanese for white rabbit. Asa white rabbit is said to live on the Moon in Asian folklore. With its 4 legs extended, Hakuto stands more than 7 feet (2.3 meters) tall, and will deploy a host of tech upon its arrival on our natural satellite. This includes the UAE's first lunar experiment, a 22-pound, 10-kilogram rover, named Rashid after Dubai's royal family. The device will collect novel and highly valued, scientific data, according to Emirates project manager Hamad Al-Marzouchi. He added that the lunar surface is an ideal platform to test new tech that can be used for eventual human expeditions to Mars. Also taking advantage of the iSpace lander is the JAXA robot, which is the size of an orange but will transform into a wheeled robot upon arrival on the Moon. 2 Canadian companies have contributed some 360-degree cameras and a flight computer, which will use artificial intelligence to identify geological features seen by the UAE rover. Completing the Hakuto kit list is a solid-state battery from a Japanese-based spark plug company. All experiments involved in this mission, dubbed Mission 1, will operate for 10 days collecting data. Private company iSpace designed its craft to use minimal fuel to save money and leave more room for cargo, so it's taking a slow, low-energy path to the Moon. Private company iSpace designed its craft to use minimal fuel to save money and leave more room for cargo, so it's taking a slow, low-energy path to the Moon. In contrast to its 5-month mission, NASA's Orion crew capsule with test dummies took 5 days to reach the Moon last month. This lunar flyby mission ended Sunday when it splashed down in the Pacific Ocean. The Falcon 9 rocket that took off on Sunday should have occurred 2 weeks ago, but was delayed by SpaceX for extra rocket checks.